understand we all feel the presence or life in living beings with whom we are in love, not even the living beings with whom we are living. No. Whom we are living, it is a plain, regular mental setup. Practically, you all know the dialogue. If you start this way, what other person will answer, you know. If you start this way, what the other person is going to answer, you know. Practically, you all have a script of everyday routine. Only if somebody comes up with a new word, you are shaken, you are disturbed, you don't know what to answer. That is the only few minutes you start thinking. Otherwise, you know whole day dialogue. How it should start and how it will take turn and how it will end. There is no life in the. If somebody changes the dialogue, you are in trouble. That's all. There is no other life in the dialogue. The problem is, we become practically philosophers. We do not understand life is not philosophy. The philosophers cannot think something new. Small story. Some 10 philosophers were present in a country. All the 10 sitting inside the prison, what to do? And usually they are only habituated to torture, not to get tortured. And they are very intelligent, somehow they manage. And now what to do? They are in prison. They decided somehow we should do something and escape from the prison. All the 10 sat and made big plans. They even went to the extreme of making a duplicate key of the prison. They got the mold of the key and even made the duplicate key. This much work happening, and with the cooperation of few philosophers is really miracle. 2 philosophers is enough to stop any big project. You don't need third. 2 is enough to stop any big project. But this is too big project of getting a key and making a duplicate. And especially with so many philosophers, they made it. Finally, they planned the date. The whole thing is clearly sketched, and they decided that tonight, 2 of us, 2 amongst us will go and open the prison door and will give a signal. All others will escape and run away. As usual, as planned, the 2 goes, and the remaining guys are waiting. They did not get the signal. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. After 4 hours, these 2 guys are coming back and saying, we have to drop the plan of escaping today. We may have to do some other day. We may have to reschedule. We may have to replan. Other guy says, why? What happened? What to do? These fools forgot to lock the door. These fools forgot to lock the prison. Understand? They cannot think anything which is new. It has to be same routine. If there is some change, they cannot think newly because they are not open. We also become like that with the life. Anything new comes, we are at last. Person who is experiencing ever-living presence, not only is open, not only he is available, he is constantly experiencing oneness. Understand? Being open is Dvaita. Being available is Visishtadvaita. Being is Advaita. Being open means You respect the other thing equal to you. 1 and 2, both of us are equal. I am open to you. Next, available means you are clear, source is one, all of us, everything is part. That is available. Everything is part of one source, Visishtadvaita. And Advaita is just being. Just being. Here, Mahadeva is beautifully leading us from Dvaita to Visishtadvaita and to Advaita. Feel the cosmos as a translucent, ever-living presence. It is actually a technique which connects all three. Feel the cosmos, the first part, you are there, cosmos is there, start creating the feeling. Means open. Dvaita. The problem is many of us are not even in Dvaita. That is where the problem starts. You think only you are there, nothing else is there. And no respect, no openness, no availability for anything. Feel the cosmos. Be open. Translucent, ever living. Now, being available and experiencing the presence is being. Step by step you move. Actually, when you start experiencing the living enlightenment, the ultimate truth in you, when you start living enlightenment, continuously what you will feel is described in the sutra. Mahadeva describes the whole essence of living enlightenment in the sutra. Understand? When I use the word living enlightenment, I use in two ways. One, living enlightenment means sadhana. Again and again you come back to that Satori experience which you had. The glimpse of life which you had once. That is sadhana, living enlightenment. Living enlightenment means you achieved it. Jivan Mukti. I can say Mukti and Jivan Mukti. You achieved, you are living. There is nothing to be done. Living enlightenment as a practice and as an achievement. Both you can use the same word. Here, Mahadeva is giving you the gist of living enlightenment as practice. As practice. I can tell you one thing. When you